Welcome to Outside the Comfort Zone.
Oh my god, now it looks really loud. This is going great.
Where we talk about things we probably should not be talking about.
Yeah, like how we had so many issues starting this podcast.
So many issues. Do you know how many issues we had?
At least 4.
It was like probably between 4 and 6.
4 to 6 issues starting this podcast, you guys.
We had to like fix the mic. We had to buy a new camera. We had to get a new computer.
We had to
switch out a couple of the hosts.
Yeah.
Because we didn't like them.
There was a Seth Rogen, James Franco situation that was possibly going to happen. And then we just came back and took over again. It was like, oh.
Yeah, let's not do that.
So it was a busy.
But we're back, so you're welcome.
So this week we are going to continue doing Tinder. We're going to take some Buzzfeed quizzes. But I got tripped up over the plural of quizzes.
The quiz-eye. We're going to take some quiz-eye.
We're going to do a really funny WikiHow article that Justin found. He's going to teach you how to do something that you're all going to need to know how to do at least one time in your life.
Yes.
I know I've already done it, so... You know, I can give my
Do you know what it is yet?
Yeah,
Oh, you looked at it?
I peeked.
Oh, you shouldn't have looked at it.
Yeah, I did.
I was hoping that I could do the steps and then you'd have to guess what it is.
Oh, well, no.
Well, either way, this is going to be funny.
I'll pretend that I... Whoops, no, I mean, I didn't look at it. But hey, you know what I did look at it?
What did you look at?
Our patrons!
What, do you look at these?
I looked at them.
I haven't even looked at them yet.
Oh, you know why? Because our patrons are the people who support the podcast financially, and they get rewards like being shouted out. And if you want to support the podcast and get a reward, like a Skype call, you can check out the link down below.
Hey, are we Skyping Elisa soon?
Soon, we gotta, after this, figure that out.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Here they are. I've never seen these people before in my life. Bethany Drake, her YouTube is Bethany Drake. Melly at MellyTheKitten, her Instagram is MellyTheKitten. Patrick at PostSlam.cha. Yeah, I'm from Switzerland. We got Aaron. We got Brookie Baby 888 on YouTube. Who's Brookie Baby?
She was new last week, and she's a YouTube channel.
Interesting. We got Drew.
Yeah.
He must have drawn something.
He drew a bunch of shit for
Alex Maynard09. That's her Instagram, Alex Bubbles over there. And then we got Eliza Joyce.
We're going to Skype you,
Eliza Joyce. We're going to Skype the shit out of you, Eliza.
Thank you so much for all of your guys' support. And if you want to check out the Patreon, and even if you don't want your name listed, you can just give without a reward.
And you get like super special videos that we need to start doing more of.
Yeah, we're going to film one maybe after this. We can film one after this.
Yeah, maybe. Or I can go home and eat.
Oh, well, you already ate all my food, so we can film it after this. Okay, I want you to react to that porn really bad.
What? No. I don't. That's a sin.
The lemon porn.
What?
Yeah.
Lemon porn.
No. See, the intrigue is
like
already
Lemon
there.
Party?
Nope.
Because I like that.
Totally different thing.
Oh.
You will not like this at all. But just the first minute of intro, you need to react to because it's great.
Okay.
And then you need to maybe do like a WikiHow article for them. Just a crazy individual one.
Sounds good. Maybe we'll do that.
Go check out Patreon, guys.
Just go check it out. Just do it!
And on Twitter, if you have a topic for us, OTCZ topic, hashtag that. Let's get into it. What do you want to start with?
Just do it.
Just do that fucking Vine, Justin. Just do it. Oh,
yeah, I should do that Vine. I need to get Vine
every time. You're like, I'll do it. And then you don't do it.
And then I never do it. Because yesterday I said today. But I need to do it.
Just do it.
So what we're going to start with here is a great article that I found on WikiHow.
Oh my god, tell us about this article.
Well, it's pretty great. So...
Sorry guys, we're going to deal with it.
So it's actually... You guys can look it up and follow along if you would like. I'll let you go open up a tab, type in how to stop a wedding on WikiHow.
Yeah.
Then you can follow us along.
So this is a tutorial for all
Here it goes, because the pictures are really what makes it. So this is method 1, before the wedding. So this is trying to stop the wedding before it happens.
Yeah. Which is probably preferred.
I shot a wedding over the weekend.
He shot it with guns.
There was a lot of casualties. But good thing I don't have very good aim.
Yeah. There were a lot of casualties, except you hit no one.
Yeah, except I hit nobody. The only casualty was me. Okay. Think about why you want to break up the wedding. Step 1, right?
Yeah.
Ask yourself if it's worth it.
Of course it is, because it's something I want, and I'm the most important person.
Don't just think about yourself in this equation. Be honest about your belief that your beloved is not happy with the person he or she is about to marry.
Doesn't matter, because my happiness is on the line.
Okay,
you know?
If you have a reason to stop a wedding and it's not in order to be with the bride or the groom romantically, make sure you view the bride and groom make sure your view of the bride and groom is fair and justified.
None of that matters because this is all about me and what I want.
So do you want to get with the groom?
Of course.
Okay.
That's the reason for breaking up the wedding.
Talk this out with several others before you act.
I think that's a stupid step. What are you going to be like, I'm planning on breaking up this wedding?
Just like, excuse me, bridesmaids, come here for a second. We need to talk to you guys for a second.
So we need to put a plan into action.
So we want to do something here. It's called...
Surprise the bride.
We want to terrorize the wedding. We want to be wedding terrorists. Try to deal with your concerns in private.
Yeah, I think that should be fucking step 1.
So don't actually talk to anybody about breaking up the wedding.
Just kidding about step 1.
Don't talk to the bride about it beforehand to see if it's okay. Don't do that.
Could I steal your husband? No. Wow. Hostile.
Try to contact your beloved prior of the wedding day so you guys can have a moment together before the wedding actually happens.
It's like, hey, you know what's going to happen on your wedding? I'm going to be
I'm
there.
going to ruin it. Make sure you truly feel as if halting the wedding is your only option.
It looks like she's praying for an answer in
she's
the
like,
picture.
Is this what I truly want?
God.
Do I need to halt this wedding?
And God's like, of course you do, bitch.
Is it your only option to halt the wedding?
Of course.
Okay, so then step 3.
Continue to step 4.
Done. Step 4. Avoid dramatic scenes. So when you stop the wedding mid-wedding, don't be dramatic about it.
Just be like, I'm so sorry.
Excuse me.
So sorry.
I don't mean to ruin the greatest day of your life.
But I'm going to.
But I'm going to. This shouldn't be happening. I'm going to take that guy and get out of here. You guys continue. Don't let me stop the party.
I'm just interested in what the groom would do. Like, what are you doing up there? Like, yeah, you know, I'm gonna go with her.
I'm gonna go with her.
Uh-huh.
You guys stay here. There's free food coming later.
Enjoy it. There's booze. You're probably gonna need to drink a lot. You're gonna be very sad. I was a catch.
Yeah. Make sure you have a serious talk with the bride and groom beforehand about how you're gonna break up their wedding. So okay, guys, sorry. Not trying to be dramatic about this. Not a big deal. I'm gonna ruin your wedding.
Yeah.
Okay.
Happiest day of your life.
So I'm gonna like, don't freak out. I'm gonna ruin it. Okay. Done. Step 5. Approach the bride and groom several days or even weeks before the wedding. I feel like it's too late for this.
Approach the bride or groom, not and groom.
No.
That seems like it's a collective, but you're approaching your beloved.
No. But also, I think we've already skipped the step because we are like of the wedding day.
We're like at the wedding.
We're at the wedding day now.
We're above this. We've decided it's what we're gonna do.
Okay, you need to organize your thoughts clearly. So what you need to do
How
is...
are you going to break up this wedding?
Well, you have to go into the bathroom and look in a mirror. That's what this lady is doing.
Yeah,
she's actually changed her hair color.
She has.
Look at
and the length
she's a redhead.
is different.
She's a redhead. She's a redhead. She's
brunette.
a brunette, and she's gray hair. Like, why does she have gray hair at the start? But then it slowly gets better, and she has super short hair here.
Yeah, and then it's slowly, longer.
Yeah.
And then it's short, and then it's long again, and then it's short
again.
And then it's long.
And then she's
Oh, we have at the wedding. Okay, I'm excited to get to at the wedding.
Okay. Where were we? Oh, mirror. Okay. Organize your thoughts clearly. Think about all the reason why their wedding would be a mistake.
Because it doesn't make me happy.
Yes. So that's all you need. Okay,
That's it.
step 6 done.
Full reason.
Have you looked in the mirror?
Yeah, I'm looking in on right now.
Oh yeah, there's a big one right there.
Step 6.
Okay, step 6. Step 7. Lay out your reasons. If you want to be with the bride or groom yourself, which is yes, tell the person you were involved with that you love them. So you gotta, before the wedding, you gotta go to the groom and be like, I'm in love with you. So just letting you know. I'm
also gonna ruin your wedding.
I'm not gonna say what's gonna happen later, but I love you, and I'm gonna be with you. So just remember that throughout your day.
Remember that.
As you're getting married to this... Yeah, you're foreshadowing what's going to happen in the future. No spoilers.
Just foreshadowing.
You don't have to let them know what's actually going to be happening. No. You have to be graceful. Don't trip.
Don't trip when you're breaking up the wedding. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Recognize a loss when you see one.
Yeah, the loss of your potential happiness if this wedding goes through.
Yeah, so you
need
to...
that's the only motivation you need.
Yeah, but you have to be graceful.
Yeah.
You have to look good, too.
Yeah, do your makeup, maybe. Shower.
Okay. Method 2 of 2 at the wedding.
Yeah.
Okay, so I feel like this is just part 2.
Yeah.
I feel like this isn't 2 different.
Part 1 didn't work.
This isn't 2 different things. Like
time for the wedding.
We're at the wedding. I like this better. Okay.
It's much more dramatic this way.
So the picture shows her texting
an altar.
An altar.
Not a person. She's just texting the church.
She's actually texting the church. Be very cautious about crashing a wedding. If you are not able to contact the bride or groom beforehand, and you are sure that you want to proceed, find out the location of the wedding.
Step 1. Great.
So if you need to know how to get there, Google Maps.
If you weren't invited, I feel like that's a bad indication, you know?
If you weren't invited to the wedding? No, you're good.
Okay. It's probably because they love you too much and they didn't want the other person to see that.
Oh, if you need to know where it is, ask family members or mutual friends if it doesn't appear too suspicious. Or check the wedding notices in the local newspaper.
Just wondering, guys, where's that wedding that was happening with the guy that I'm still in love with? I won't do anything, I promise. Just
I won't do anything weird, but just call his mom.
Call his mom and get me the information, please.
Yeah. Prepare your speech.
Write it out.
Oh, you gotta get a speech ready because you have to stand up.
Mirror.
Yeah, say it to. No, you have to just say it to the paper.
Okay,
There's no mirror involved in this. Her breasts have gotten a lot larger.
And a lot more like down.
Yeah,
that's a really big cup.
Yeah, I think she's pregnant.
That's a huge boob.
She's pregnant in her boob.
That's why she's breaking up the wedding.
Because she's boob pregnancy.
Oh, she's boob pregnant.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay, if you're gonna stop something that has taken months to prepare and possibly even longer to agree to, so it took him a while to.
Took over a month to get this wedding going, to meet this person, to fall in love, you know.
It took like a month, but he met her. It took like a month for them to get married. Yeah. So, I mean, you have to prepare for that.
Yeah, you have to prepare.
Build an effective case.
Of course, like a lawyer.
Yes. Keep it brief, but powerful.
Like a lawyer.
Like sex.
Yeah, like sex.
Keep reasons why the person you love is marrying the wrong person. And then, so you have to state the pros and cons.
Just like tear out your diary and be like, listen, I wrote it all out.
This is why you shouldn't marry her. A, bitch. C, ugly. D, look at that hair. D, I don't know how to do alphabets. F me. Please.
Instead of her.
Express your undying devotion to the bride or groom.
Or both. You know?
Yeah, I would like to have a 3-way relationship with you, but you guys cannot be involved together.
Exactly. I am the common link here.
Yes. And then you gotta go to a diner. You have to go to a diner, sit by yourself, order a glass of milk.
Is that milk?
I think so.
Why would you order? Because that makes your vocal cords all awful.
Does it?
Why would you, like...
Well, you also said milk, so...
Why would you get milk?
You have to figure out how to
milk?
pronounce the word in the first place. Yeah, can I get some milk? They're like, we're not sure what that is. I'm sorry. Okay, so yeah, go to a diner, order some milk, sit like this, and then what's that? Oh, find a suitable place to wait.
What? Oh,
don't go to the wedding.
You're supposed to be at the church. No, you're supposed to be at the church.
Oh, this is at the church?
Yeah.
There's a diner in the church? That's a sweet church.
What does she drink? That looks like a diner. This is a bad image.
They order milk. Do not allow yourself to be seated by the ushers.
Why?
This increases the odds they may be stuck in a bad part of the audience. So you gotta get a good seat.
Okay.
I want to be right front and center for this shit. If you have to wait until everybody has been seated, but then all the good seat will be taken. And the wedding is underway before you enter the foyer.
Oh, you don't even get to sit down and watch it.
The foyer. No, you don't even get to see the wedding. If the wedding is outdoors, keep a good distance until the bride has walked the aisle.
What? You're gonna wait for her to walk? You're not gonna go to the groom when he's in his chambers or just walk up and be like, I have a message for you. I love you.
That's fucked up.
What?
So you have to like wait behind a bush. And just wait with like binoculars, and then as soon as she walks down the aisle, you just throw the book and you just book it.
No, while she's walking, you hip check her, and you're like, no,
bitch. Okay, here comes.
Oh, they look so happy.
Yeah, they're already there. They're about to get married. Be in position when the ceremony begins. The best spot is at the back door of the church or room where the ceremony is taking place. If the wedding is outdoors, move to the back of the aisle or seating area. So you got to slink into the back.
Yeah.
Nobody can see that you're there.
Yeah. God forbid you have a seat in the front already. Oh my God.
Object. When the reverend, marriage celebrant, or judge asked if anyone should object to the marriage, step forward between the first few rows of seats in the back of the room. Boldly but smoothly raise your hand and say, I object.
How do you boldly but smoothly raise your hand?
I object. At this point, you must immediately prove a reason why you're the groom. Okay, wait.
Read the sentence like a sentence, just.
No, I'm gonna read it like it's actually written. At this point, you must immediately provide a reason why you're the groom or bride. It actually says that, right?
Yeah, you're not, you are, it's your.
Why you're the groom or bride.
WikiHow, step it up.
Must not marry the other person. This is where your well-rehearsed pros and cons list, they said speech, but I like pros and cons list, ensure that you sound convincing and will help prevent you from coming across as weak, crazy, or insecure. So you don't want to seem crazy when you stop the wedding. You don't want to seem
like the kind of person who would stop a wedding.
Right, you want to seem like the kind of person who's not stopping the wedding.
Yeah.
Some weddings no longer include this phrase. Does anybody object?
Yeah.
Because they don't want this shit happening.
Yeah, they don't want people tearing apart people's happiness, you know?
Unless you are sure this wedding does, it might simply be better to talk to your love ahead of time. So you're
step one.
You're gonna want to go ahead and talk to the reverend beforehand.
Yeah, be like, could you make sure
is there gonna be? Can you make sure that there's an objection?
Because I object.
I'm gonna object, so I need you to say that.
And then, honestly, if I was that reverend, I would be like, listen, I'll put that in there just because I want to see some shit.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. like, I bet you they've been doing it for 20 years and nobody's ever said, yeah, I object.
I would want to see that
I would want to see that too, yeah.
Wait.
The next step 6 of this method 2 is wait. The bride or groom will have only a few seconds to make the decision, and everyone this person knows will be hanging on for his or her answer. If he or she objects, quietly exit the room and walk away without making a scene. So if they're like, no, I don't want to be with you, you're like, all right. And you turn around and walk away.
Had to make a shot, I'll see you at Christmas. Okay.
Yeah. Don't be surprised if things do not go as you hoped. This is a very left field, highly emotional charged act. Instead, be gracious, nod politely, and apologize. Just, sorry. And then walk away.
Just step back while you're doing that so you're exiting. So sorry.
I'm so sorry.
Sorry.
Goodbye. Exit the wedding without making a fuss. You've probably already caused enough emotional trauma for the guests present. Have a taxi waiting.
That's smart.
Or your car.
Whatever.
I would just use your car.
Just call a taxi.
Ready to make a fast exit. You will need to speak with your beloved. Wait until after the honeymoon.
Don't do it at the wedding again.
And send an email or text.
Yeah. Don't meet up with them in person.
Asking to meet up. Yeah. Oh, she has back boobs. Maybe you should have. Take charge if things go your way. If he or she decides not to go through with the wedding, it's your duty to immediately escort the bride or groom away from the pressure of their family and friends. Have a getaway car prepared, so they don't have to face the embarrassment of his or her friends and family. So, if they're like, yeah, I'll go with you, you go, okay, you come with me now. You grab their arm and you go, okay, we gotta go this way. And then you put them in the car and you go, okay, sorry everybody. And then you get in. Everyone's taking pictures like paparazzi and you go, no pictures, I won't do an interview. Sorry, TMZ. And then to take off.
Can you imagine if, like, their bride or groom hired someone to do this and they were just, like, testing to see if they would stay and marry them,
So, like, they would hire a random person
to see hire, like, an ex-boyfriend or something.
Oh, yeah. I think that's really...
That would be really fucked up, but really funny.
Yeah. Oh, and then you put on some toques.
Yeah.
Some scarves. It's winter now.
You go be happy together.
Move forward in the aftermath. If your reasons were non-romantic, be a supportive friend. If they were, fuck them.
That's it. That is how you break up a wedding. Really important information for all of you young girls out there. Because that's all that we're good for is marriage and then cooking and cleaning and reproducing and just staying in the household. You know what I mean? Okay, let's move on to some Buzzfeed quizzes.
Yeah, so how good at sex are you?
Yeah, so is that the quiz that I'm taking? And then you're taking the what kind of man turns you on quiz?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So you're going to read them out and find out how good at sex I am?
Yes.
Okay.
When did you last have sex? This morning, last night, a week ago, a month ago, over a year ago, I can't remember.
A month ago.
Have you ever had sex with more than one person in a week?
No.
How old were you when you lost your virginity?
15 to 17.
You were 15 to 17?
I was 15 to 17. It took 2 years to lose my virginity.
I feel like that's... Like, it must have been a stallion.
Oh my god. I didn't get to pee for 2 years.
Cook dinner topless, then apply a little tomato sauce to your nipple.
Oh, terrible tip.
Is that a terrible tip?
That's a terrible tip. Not a great tip.
Pick a genre of porn. Girl on girl, reality, BDSM, threesome, anal, feminist.
BDSM.
Pick up a chat line. Feel my shirt. That's boyfriend material. If I told you that you had a great body, would you hold it against me? I've lost my number. Could I borrow yours? I'll cook you dinner if you cook me breakfast. I'm wasted, but the condom in my wallet doesn't have to be.
The last one's funny.
I'm wasted, but the condom in my wallet
It would never work, but it's funny.
Pick a sex position. Pair of tongs.
What?
Scissors. Head spinner. Bumper cars. Triple Lindy. Overpass.
Are these things that are real?
Yes.
I don't know what any of those mean.
Maybe you're not that good at sex then.
Bumper cars?
Bumper cars.
I like bumper cars.
Pick a condom flavor.
Why would anyone get flavored condoms? I don't understand.
Vanilla, strawberry, chocolate, mint, whiskey, or banana.
Mint. You can freshen your breath while you're giving a blowjob.
Why would you have a condom while you're giving a blowjob?
Because what else are you going to use a flavored condom for?
Have you ever orgasmed more than once a single session?
One time. Yes. One time. Step it up.
Really?
One time.
Man, you gotta get with some better guys. Where's the weirdest place you've had sex? A library, a car, a beach, a roof, a nightclub. I don't have sex in weird places.
I don't have have sex in weird places.
Yeah, right. Pick up some post-coital chat. We should do this again sometime. I just had sex. You're an absolute trooper. Well, that was mediocre. Is there anything good in the fridge? Let's not tell anyone about this.
Let's not tell anyone about this.
Name this sex position. And then it's a picture of
two Barbie dolls.
Two Kens.
Two Kens.
Having, yeah. Okay, so the mission control, the octopus, the standing tiger, crouching dragon, the downward facing doggy, the spiderweb, the linguini.
Wait, am I supposed to give it a name or say what it actually is?
Say what it is. Or just name the sex position.
The downward facing doggy. I'm incredible at sex. I don't think that those answers add up to incredible at sex.
Oh my god. It's like, hey, we're at sex in crazy positions. No. I don't have sex in weird places. When was the last time you had sex? Like 2 years ago.
Like I'm a virgin. You're incredible at sex.
Oh my god, you're so good at sex. Seriously, you're unbelievable. There's basically no one else on this planet who's better than you at sex. You're better at sex than Russell Brand. You're better at sex than Emma Stone. When you have sex, the whole world changes a bit. Every time you have sex is incredibly lucky. Or everyone you have sex with is incredibly lucky. Every time you have sex, you give someone the greatest gift they'll ever receive. You really are amazing. Congratulations.
I wonder if it matters what your answers are if you'd ever get something different. Like, oh, you're really shitty, you should work on that.
Probably not. Okay. Well, which one should I do?
Are you doing the what kind of man turns me on?
Where's that?
That's in the other tab right there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to do what kind of man turns me on.
Do you want to give it to me or do you want to do it?
I'd rather just read it.
Okay. All right.
Which Robert Redford do you find the sexiest? Oh, you guys might have to like go into this quiz to see the pictures.
It's just pictures of Robert Redford.
Definitely the cowboy hat.
Oh, see, I chose the one below that. We have different taste men.
How would you spend a night in with your guy? Watching the game, reading and cuddling, watching funny YouTube videos, sipping a fine cabernet, watching a fine cabernet, surfing the net, and then a winky face. That's horribly photoshopped. I'm going to do a watching funny YouTube videos.
That was what I did.
Which 90s actor is cutest? Definitely Vin Diesel. The sexiest body part is?
Well...
Overall face, eyes, chest, arms, smile. Well, let's just say. And then it's a picture of a...
Eggplant.
I like eggplants.
Eggplants are sexy.
Your dream guy spots you across the bar and sends you a drink. It's a French 75, a pint of beer, a dirty vodka martini, a whiskey on the rocks, a tequila shot, and a glass of tequila shot, definitely. Which guy on Mad Men would you most likely date IRL?
I have no idea who any of these people are.
Harry Crane.
Do you watch Mad Men?
No.
Oh, okay.
He has awesome glasses, though.
And his hair.
Your man whisks you away on a fantasy vacation, which is to a whimsical treehouse, a remote tropical paradise. Who picked treehouse over like a remote tropical paradise?
Let's just go hang out in the kids' treehouse.
The French countryside, a gorgeous campsite in the mountains, a beautiful inn in Tuscany, a sightseeing trip. We're going to a tropical paradise.
Pick a Matthew.
Matthew McConaughey, Matthew Gray Goobler. Matthew Damon.
Matthew Damon? That sounds awful.
Matthew Damon, Matthew Bomer, Matthew Smith, Matthew Lauer.
Matt Lauer.
I'm gonna go with Mike Lowry. Mike Lowry. Yeah. Okay, what's the hottest thing a dude can wear? A suit, a button down with the sleeves rolled up, gym clothes, glasses, something like this, which is just like jeans and a t-shirt. No, that's like a hipster wear. And cufflinks.
So, literally only wear cufflinks.
Oh.
Oh. But where did you pin them? On your testicles.
A button down with glasses.
No.
A button down with the sleeves rolled up.
That's the kind of man you like?
Yeah.
A nice fitted.
Definitely.
Okay.
Which one did you pick?
I picked that too.
Oh. How does your dream man kiss? Gently and tenderly. Grabs you and goes for it. Awkwardly. Definitely awkwardly. I don't even know. You got the funny guy.
Obviously. You got a season, sorry.
It might be cliche, but a sense of humor is definitely your biggest turn on. Your dream guy has you cracking up left and right.
Has cracked up, you're smoking a lot of crack.
And doesn't take himself too seriously. And really, what's better than having fun in bed? Dream dates, Will Smith, Andy Samberg.
I would fuck the shit out of Andy Samberg.
That's weird because he's not attractive.
I would do so many dirty things to Andy Samberg.
Aziz Ansari. So, I think the kind of man that turns me on is me. I think I figured it out. What did you get?
I got the gentleman or something. I don't know.
The gentleman.
Gentle.
The gentleman. That's what we'd like to call it.
No, it was gentleman.
The gentleman. What was that thing that we were going to talk about?
Tinder.
Yeah, we could do that.
So, again, if you haven't seen last week, we started doing this thing where Justin, before he gets on to film the podcast, he takes over my Tinder and he talks to people. And last week, it went so well and so funny, and he had this really great conversation with these guys, and he used the word dank like 14 times. You should go back and watch it. And he's doing it again, and he said that they got way, way, way worse. So I haven't heard of any of these, and I'm so sorry if you're one of the guys that this happened to, but I'm not really, because it's fucking hilarious, and let's get into it.
Okay, so we're going to start out with my conversation with Simon.
Okay. Oh, is this the one who...
Yeah, so... Okay. So Simon messaged me and said, I want to be in a YouTube video, because in her profile, she says that she does YouTube.
Yeah.
And then I said, Simon says, you are now my daddy, with a smiley face. He said, LOL, random girl. What's up with you? And I said, just hanging out with my Wang Poi. Because I typed in out, but it autocorrected to Poi. So just hanging out with my Wang Poi. And he said, oh yeah? What's a Wang Poi? Sounds like a dog. And I said, no.
It's what?
I said, no. It's a type of Chinese food. Wang Poi. And I said, it's out. It's out. Ha 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 ha. Oh man. Well fuck. Chinese food is the shit. You should share. And I said, it isn't shit. You are shit.
Oh my god.
And he said, like good shit? And I said, ooh, kinky. And he said, LOL, goddamn girl. Wang Pui, kinkiest thing I've ever heard of. And I said, it's good, not kinky. And then he said, okay, so what's naked and afraid? Because you like
I say that I like naked and afraid in my profile.
Yeah. And I said, you, tonight. And he said,
a really good response, actually.
And he said, where is it?
Oh my god, you guys talked a lot.
Nah, I wouldn't be afraid. And I said, if you saw my bush, you would be.
Oh my god!
And then he said, ha 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 ha. I'll have to make do with looking at other shit then, I guess.
Oh my god!
Doesn't look like there's anything lacking. And I said, there is. And then he said,
sorry.
I just watched some of your YouTube videos. I got to the part where you said you love Cosmos. And then he went like this. And then, this is awesome shit, man. And I'm cracking up. Good job. And then I told him to go to the new Outside the Comfort Zone podcast and skip to like 24 minutes in where we start going on Twitter. And then he's like, am I going to make this in to the video or what? And I said, yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
And then he asked which one he's talking to, and I said the dank one.
Did he reply?
Yeah, he said...
Yes.
He said, so you two just get ripped and fuck around on camera, that's what I see. And I said, yes.
I really like him. I'm so sorry that this happened. You seem like a nice guy.
Okay, and then we're talking to Levy.
Wait, let me see a picture of Levy. Oh, I started talking to Levy.
Yeah, you did. So actually, no, he started talking to you. He said, wow. And you said, wow to you too. And he said, haha, just a few Instagram followers, eh? And he spelled A like A-Y, like not the Canadian way. And I said, and then, no, you said, haha, a couple. And then he never messaged you back after that.
It was
so
awesome.
then I messaged him.
Of course.
Because I wanted to repair the relationship.
Yeah.
And I said, my daddy is proud. And he said, haha, yeah, just a couple. I can't see why he wouldn't be. Is your mom proud too? And I said, no, she left. And he said,
sorry, Mom.
And he said, oh. And I said, sad. And then he said, sorry.
I'm sorry.
Okay, then this guy's good too.
Okay, wait, let me see a picture of these guys so I can get a feel. I want to feel these guys.
His name is Jean-Michael. It's one of those guys.
Which one is it? Oh.
I don't, it's just...
Oh, it's the one who fucks the horses. Okay.
Okay. So I messaged him saying, hey, daddy, with a winky face. Have you been a good girl today, he said. And
is this the kinky one?
And I said, no, I killed a squirrel.
Oh my god.
And he said, aw, you got us supper. And I said, I don't eat squirrel, ew. And he said, I suppose you're not looking for a mountain man, are you? And I said, if he'll be my daddy. And then he said, yeah, sure, maybe after we meet. And they went like this. And then I said, meat? As in, like, M-E-A-T? And he said, I don't want to be just anybody's daddy. And then I said, yum. And then he said, tell me about you. And I said, I like to hunt. And he said, hunt what? And I said, penis. And he said, okay. And then he waited like half an hour and then said, what's your number?
Oh my god.
Okay, and then this one. I just said, I wanted to tone
picture.
I don't think he has anything. It's just like...
Okay, what does that say?
Looking for a lady to go live on cam with me to make some money. Don't click like if you're shy on camera or with your body.
Oh my god, okay.
So I said, hey, smiley face. He said, hey, how are you? And I said, daddy issues. And he said, LOL, fighting with your dad? And I said, no, he is gone. And then I said, will you be my new daddy? I can be whatever you want me to be. Except for a woman. Except for a women. I don't know if that'd be much fun. It's woman if you're talking about one. He needs to know that.
It's grammar, guys.
Okay, so this is Riley.
Oh, someone replied.
Oh.
Who is that?
Oh, Aaron. Okay, we'll talk about Aaron.
Oh, let's talk about Aaron.
This is what he messaged you.
Yeah.
Apparently I'm supposed to leave you with something that'll stick with you and be memorable. So one time I spent 9 hours pretending to be a deranged old woman while calling old coworkers. Your move.
Listen, Aaron.
And then I said, one time I called my boyfriend daddy during sex. And he said, some guys are into that though. So it could have just made things better. It didn't. He left.
Oh, fuck.
It wasn't my dad. BT dubs. Okay. Okay, so we're going to talk to Riley next.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, this is the picture of Riley. He
graduated.
He also is sitting on a ball.
He's got a ball up his asshole.
He said, hey, how are you? Smiley face. And I said, hey, daddy. And he said, haha.
I'm ruining everything.
Haha, how's it going? And I said, wang out. Because I don't like doing complete sentences sometimes, so I just said wang out. And he said, what? And I said, yep.
Yup.
And then he said, what are you up to? Wang out, I said.
Sang out.
Sang out, I said. Okay.
Oh, fuck. At this point, this is probably getting really old for you, but I'm loving this.
And then I think that's... Oh, no, this one's good. Okay. So we're talking to Cameron.
Okay, let's see what Cameron...
That's Cameron.
Yeah, that is Cameron. Yeah.
Okay. And he said, hey. And I said, hey, daddy. He said, haha, what's up, with a winky face. And I said, just hanging out with my wang out. And he said, wang? What? And I said, penis. And he said, you have a penis? And I said, no. And he said, haha, okay. And I said, I have W. Bush. Because I fucked up the autocorrect. And he said, you have what with Bush? And I said, George Washington. Because I wasn't sure. Okay. Michael. Here's Michael.
Okay. Oh,
He's standing in front of his truck.
And...
A crane.
A crane.
He has a truck and a crane.
Great. He's a transformer.
That's probably the funniest thing you've ever said. Okay. Oh, you never make me laugh. Okay.
I'm so proud of myself right now.
Yeah, good job.
Thanks.
Okay. Ooh, that was good. Hey, daddy. Winky face. And he said, hey, daughter. How are you? With a winky face. And I said, I'm good, winky face. Just hunting. And he said, caught your piece of meat yet? Winky face. And I said, yes.
Yes.
And he said, guess you'll be taking me home then with the monkey? And I said, I have a boyfriend. But sure. And he said, that's fine. We can still have a blast without touching. This conversation. We can still have a blast without touching. And I said, no, we can't. And then he didn't say anything, so I said, finger blast. And he said, can't do that to another man's women. And I said, women? As in plural? And he said, woman. But who knows? Women. Don't know the guy. He is daddy. Okay. And then we got Caesar.
Okay.
He said, "Hey, beautiful," and I said, "Hey, daddy," and he said, "How are you?" Today's word is daddy, by the way.
He's not.
So that everyone knows.
Everyone's like, "What? Is that just how you greet people?"
Hey, beautiful. Hey, daddy. And he said, "How are you doing today, love?" And I said, "You love me?" And he said, "Are you asking me if I love you?" And I said, "Yes, that's exactly what I just asked you." I can't say I love you because I haven't met you in person or know you. And he said, "Guess we aren't." And then I said, "Guess we aren't meant to be."
Guess not.
And he said, "Why do you say that? And we are a match, meaning we meant to be." And I said, "Means I swiped right and you did." And he said, "Yeah, love." And I said, you love me?" And he said, "Yeah." So he gave in and he now loves us.
Yeah. Is that all of them?
Yeah, nobody else answered me.
Fucking assholes. No one wants to be in my videos.
Oh, wait, no. Matt just said something. It's woman if you're talking about one. That's what I said. And he said, "Haha, thanks." So YouTube videos, hey? Like what?
Like Outside the Comfort Zone, the newest podcast, got it 20 minutes in.
Like OTCZ.
Oh my god. I really like revealing ourselves. I think that's the funnest part. And thank you. What was his name? Clinton? Clinton? Is that a name?
I don't know. Clinton? Yeah, like Bill Clinton?
Is that his name? Clinton or Clint or something?
Out the newest podcast and skip to 20 minutes in. Okay.
Okay, what was that guy's name?
What Clinton? Simon?
Simon. Thanks for being a good
Thanks,
sport,
Simon. Yeah, because you're watching this.
Maybe.
You were talking to me the whole time. Okay.
But you and I can talk if you want. You're very cute.
The sun is going down.
We've been doing this for
years. We are losing a lot of light, so we need to end now.
We do need to end now. So if you guys enjoyed, make sure that you thumbs up and comment down below. Let us know what you thought about the Tinder.
Give us some topics that you want us to talk about. We'll talk about anything.
Literally.
Also, give me a word for next week to use in all my Tinder messages. Let's make it awesome.
I'm going to be so single for the rest of my
Thank you for whoever said daddy on the last video.
Yeah.
I think her name is something with an I, and thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Really helpful, Justin. And subscribe. We'll do speed round next time. This is too long, though. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Unreal. Unreal.
Literally not real. This literally is not me.
Okay. Here's Tyler now. I said, "Love the face." And he said, "Haha, what?" With the monkey covering his face. I said, "Haha, it's Derek."